Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Rapid on right here on Rapid Television. Yes, it is the 9 o'clock hour, the time for the big conversation. Of course, thanks to Victor Ugama for bringing us the sports update. And something he did while I saw him while I was coming to the studio in after his segment, he had to rub it in my face that Arsenal lost their game yesterday. I mean, for the first time in a long time. Manchester United won us 3 goals, about 3-2 yesterday. And that was not supposed to happen.
What do you mean?
Not supposed to happen.
You know, I told you to calm down with this whole Arsenal thing.
You did.
Oh, Arsenal is going to take.
Well, I was expecting a little bit of a consolation.
You are celebrating before victory.
Tell me sorry now.
I can't because I warned you. I warned you. You are celebrating before victory.
Yeah, I mean,
where does that even happen?
Man, but no, we've always been winning our games. That's the beauty of the whole thing. Right now, Manchester United fans are all out there shouting, "London is red, London is red." You guys will go on relegation next season.
Whatever.
And of course, welcome back. My name is Victor. Okay.
My name is Martha. Welcome back to Rapid Done right here on Rapid TV. And of course, it's the 9 o'clock hour. And we go again, having the big conversations, conversations that literally matter to our existence, our growth and development as a nation. And today, we're talking something important.
Yes, something quite interesting. We're talking about the clean energy, of course, as the word marks the International Clean Energy Day. And this day is all about raising awareness of clean, renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower energy that does not pollute the environment. Clean energy is very important because it helps fight climate change, reduces pollution, and provides power for everyone in a safe and sustainable way. And to help us understand more about this, we have with us Dr. Ugama, a renewable energy expert who will explain how clean energy works and why it matters for the future. Thank you so much, Dr. Abbott, for being here with us this morning.
You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Let's begin easy with an explanation or even a definition of what clean energy is all about.
Clean energy is is under the field of renewable energy. And it's called clean energy because it's void of pollution. Unlike generators, guys are fuel operated device, fossil fuel. Yeah, it's called clean energy because of it's void of those stuff, carbon monoxide. Yeah, because it doesn't emit carbon monoxide. It's noiseless. It's stress-free. You don't need to do anything. Once it's installed, it's automated. You understand? It's like it's easy life.
Okay.
All with renewable energy vis-a-vis solar.
Right.
Yes, like an example of renewable energy, which is clean energy, biomass. Biomass is not actually common. And then hydro is not too common, yes. But the most common is solar and wind. Yes, solar and wind. Wind is not that common in this part of the world.
We know more about solar. We know more about solar.
It's more about solar. More about solar. So solar is more common because it's easy to install and easy to maintain, unlike the wind. So I think we'll center more on solar and wind this morning.
Why do you think clean energy is such a big deal now? Because it's highly talked about.
Yes, there will be no, if there is a problem, you proffer solution. You understand? The problem of the country and business is power.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you have a problem, you try to proffer solution to those problems, and the solution now is solar. Yes, it's definitely solar, because now, before you grow your business, number one thing you talk about is power. And when there is epilepsy in that aspect, you will not enjoy your business transactions, and so many things will go wrong. Right. And it has been going wrong in time past, before the coming of our Savior. Solar. You understand? I called solar Savior because of a lot of business are growing better now than before.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
According to the World Bank data, it said that over 85 million of Nigerians still lack access to electricity. It's such a big problem. In fact, today we were talking about the probe that SERAP sued Ministry of Power and MBET, the Minister of Power rather, and MBET, talking about a certain amount of money that is unaccounted for. Regardless of the epileptic nature of the electricity we experience, monies are still being unaccounted for. 85 million Nigerians still have no access to proper electricity. Now, regardless of that fact, why is clean energy, why hasn't it become like a household national economic priority rather than a side project?
Yes. The corruption in Nigeria is not a new stuff to anyone. So not only in the sector of power, a lot of sectors, money has gone out unaccounted, which we cannot account for. You understand? But we may not talk about that one. It's better was addressed there. That's all. That's all. You understand? But the reason why this clean energy is not accessible is because of the prices. You understand? The cost of installation is actually, is much. And that is, it boils down to what's it called? The custom duty placed on those items. You would not expect that I'll bring those items and then pay a whole lot of money to clear them, then I'm selling them cheap. You understand? So it's not my fault. It's not anybody's fault. At least we should address it from the government still. So the government needs to do a lot, subsidizing some of the, in fact, some of us who owns our own company, I'm a CEO, Ugama Energy. You understand? We are trying to do something that the governments are not doing, like giving out these things and try to use pay small kind of instrumental payment. You understand? But it's still not affordable, because sometimes you ask these people, come get it and pay instrumental. There are a lot of defaulters. You understand? And then number two, some of those people, they don't have this constant flow of income. So they are scared of even coming to take the buy. Yeah, you understand.
We're talking about solar now.
Solar, yes.
But you called solar the savior initially.
Yes.
And then you mentioned as well that with the coming of solar, many businesses are thriving.
Yes.
But now you've also mentioned that due to the expensive nature of even acquiring the solar panels, many businesses also still struggle to do that. So how do we balance this? How do we ensure that small businesses who depend so much on power can actually get access to the solar, even beyond the installment kind of payment? Talking about first the bulk figure of it.
Yes, there is what we call when before you go into business, you understand that you plan yourself. You understand? In that business, you must definitely make provision for power. Absolutely. You understand? If you don't buy a generator, you will buy something that will power your business. So how much do you think you have to invest in that power? So for that business to strive, you understand, you must come and let a consultant sit you down and then talk to you one-on-one on how to go about this thing. How much do you have and how much can you pay over time? And this is what, okay, you want to install 2.5 kilowatts. You understand? Okay, like for example, you want to install 2.5 kilowatts. You say, okay, how much do you have? You can, for that 2.5 kilowatt, if the 2.5 kilowatt is 2 million naira, you understand? And then definitely, if you don't even want to install that solar, you must want to go and buy a generator. So use that money for that generator and pay as a deposit. Let somebody help you install this thing. You understand? And then the rest can be split. You understand my point? So,
but what if the person doesn't have that budget extensively yesterday? Because we're still looking at Nigerians affording this alternative to power, right? Generators might just be a one-off kind of payment, but the solar panel, you're saying they have to pay more. Remember, this is a small business trying to set up in Nigeria so that he or she or the business can actually help fight the economic hardship that the person is facing. And then you're saying, let us invest more on power. Wouldn't that also stifle the growth of the business, even before the person starts?
No, it works. Like I told both of you earlier, you understand. It's a small-scale business. You understand my point? No? That small-scale business doesn't need power.
Yeah.
You understand? If it needs power, you must make plans
Provisions for it. Especially businesses that are heavily dependent on power.
So it's not a matter of going to rent a shop. Number one item in your mind should be that power. You understand my point now? So what is your plan regarding that power? How much have you put aside for that power? You understand my point? So if you are confused, you can come to you can consult someone, a professional or a company who is into that kind of installment kind of payment. You understand? And approach them and tell them, this is my business. And we've had a lot of people coming to us. Like if you go to Karo Market, they know us. If you go to Nyanya Market, we have a lot of people there. You understand? They didn't pay at once. Even before they rent their shop, most of them came to my office and said, so sorry, we have so amount. This is what we want to pay. This is what we want to pay. We give them forms. They feel it's a part of contributing our own quota
to the society.
You understand? You must not wait for that million and millions of naira to do you understand my point? So it's also a way of making this thing accessible to the average.
Okay. Now, we've been talking about clean energy, talking about solar. Solar has a lot of potential in Nigeria. First, because of our weather. By the way, I mean, if you have solar right now, with the hot weather in Abuja, you will definitely have a good time this period. So, I mean, it will thrive in environments like this, in conditions like this. While I understand that, it's also important to note that Nigeria pledged about net zero by 2060, but fossil fuels still dominate about 80% of the energy here in Nigeria. And why that is because that's what we have. Coal, we have all of these natural resources. Now, is there a way that this can transit to clean energy? Is there a way that, because we cannot say abandon all we have. These are things that have been existent for a very long period of time, and we have it in large quantity. Are there ways that this can be used, converted to clean energy, transiting to clean, or something of that sort?
Okay, you're talking about a grid.
Not the grid now, the fossil fuels.
Okay, the fossil fuel, like the generators.
The generators.
Okay, like personal owned generators.
Yes, business owned, personal owned. Okay. Can they be converted? Because I know that many equipments now, to conserve energy, people now have inverter ACs, inverter fridge, all of those stuff, And since we're talking about clean energy, we might not necessarily be able to kick completely generators out of the system. But are they healthier or cleaner options of generators that can be used in the system still?
Yes, we have solar generators.
Okay.
We have solar generators.
Okay.
Like we have generators of different capacities, noiseless. You understand? So those generators, okay, let's assume, okay, you have a mechanogen. You understand? And then you have been spending a whole lot of money on diesel. It's very stressful and expensive and financially highly demanding. You understand? So you see something that you don't need fuel. Won't you go for it? You definitely go for it now. Absolutely. You understand? You tell the man, see, okay, how do we do this? I have this. If he needs, okay, there's what we call. You can even sell your generator and then use it to create get another energy which is clean. You understand? Maybe a solar generator. Clean. Yes. You understand my point now. So now, if you sell your diesel generator, you can buy a solar generator, or you can install something. You understand, that is void of diesel. you are not losing, because that money is enough to. Do you know how much mechanical gen is? It's expensive.
But what's the durability, for solar as against the traditional generator? How durable is it? Can we compare durability between
in fact, you can't compare solar with generator.
So solar is more
solar is more durable, long lasting. Do you know how many years is a panel warranty? Can anybody give you 25 years warranty on a generator?
I think it's arguable anyways.
Yeah?
There are some persons that have used the generators for that long. Are you saying that a panel of solar actually lasts for 25 years?
It's more than. So that's why it's giving 25 years warranty.
Okay.
You understand? Now, if a generator lasts for that 25 years, you will also have to take into consideration the cost of maintenance for that 25 years. The maintenance cost alone for that 25 years can install another clean energy in another location.
Okay.
You understand my point now? Only the change of oil, calculate it. You understand? Then, mind you, in solar, there is no moving part. Hence, there is a moving part in any machine. There must be wear and tear.
Okay.
You understand? So no generator will last for that 25 years without changing a part. You understand my point now? There must be wear and tear. So there's definitely going to be a replacement of one part or the other. So gather all those expenses, calculate them together, and then tell me. You understand? So you cannot even compare solar with generator. The gap is much.
Okay. The conversation here is, just so we don't drift away from the conversation, it's not necessarily about solar alone. It's about clean energy. Transiting from the options that are available now in our country, Nigeria, to healthier and cleaner options. Now, I will talk a bit about policies and frameworks. Do you think that we have enough policies and frameworks that support the transition from fossil fuels or to a cleaner energy? Because we see that other countries like Germany, China, Rwanda, these countries are creating massive clean energy pipelines. In fact, when we talked about the CNG vehicles, electric vehicles, we saw that the Renewed Hope agenda came with a lot of push for these things. But shortly after, how many of those CNG powered vehicles have you seen on the road recently, or electric vehicles have you? So I understand that there's cost there, but do you think that we have enough policies and framework that support this transition?
The policies may be there, but they are not active. Sure, understand? So there are not much policy guiding, and if the policies are not strong enough, they are not pushing those things as ought to. Because if the government bring up a policy that will help in the growth and the multiplicity of the number of persons or organizations using these things, you understand, and they stand by it, it will go far. And even the government said, they are not even helping matter. Why? Because you see, like our national grid, our national grid can work side by side with solar and wind. You understand?
Regardless of how fragile it is. We had quite a situation last week with the grid.
So they can work side by side. After all, it's not just single. You don't depend on one single source of energy for power to be constant. You just do your findings. A lot of countries have different sources of electricity. You understand? They can install most of those materials. In fact, create another what's it called? Energy farm. We call it energy farm. You understand? Merge it with the national grid, and it will work side by side. You understand my point? So other.
Okay, so I think there is a projection, that Nigeria is set to actually improve renewable energy by 30% to electricity, of course, by 2030. Do you think that this is achievable? to increase the capacity of renewable energy by 30%.
Capacity in what level?
Capacity in the light that, okay, we're going to be able to side by side use renewable energy as an alternative as well to to generating power in Nigeria.
It's possible because we have the land. You understand? Because number one is the land. The land mass is very important. You understand? Like in Abuja now, you can decide to have one in Abuja that will control the nearby states, then have one in Plateau, then have one in the east. You understand? All scattered around the country.
Exactly are we going to be planting in these lands now that you're mentioning?
Because
what are we going to be putting there to ensure electricity in the line of renewable energy?
It's solar panels and wind.
Solar panels and wind.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, solar panels, solar energy and wind energy, they can work side by side, and that is what we call hybridization in the field of engineering, when two different energies work side by side to generate electricity. You understand? It's called hybridization. So those things can be hybridized and then merged to the national grid. You understand? It's achievable.
Okay.
You understand? Land mass, and of course, finance.
Okay.
And then security.
Okay.
You understand? Those three things are important, and then for these things to work well.
So for solar now, because I know this is one of the most accessible ones in this part of the world. We talked about the windmills and other things that are very common here in Nigeria, and hydrocarbon and all of those. We have not even transited successfully from fossil fuels to solar. Before we talk about hydrocarbon and all of those variants that exist within the clean energy space. Now, I know that solar also has its limitations, which means that it is mostly powered by sunlight, you see? And in Nigeria, we don't have all-round sunlight 365 days, which means that I'm just looking at some of the limitations that solar will also have, within a certain period of time. Here in Nigeria, we know that they say that during the dry season, we don't have lights so much because our lights are powered by water, and if there's not enough water during the dry season, we already have that limitation. And things like this are supposed to stand in. The reason that anybody would take out the fossil fuel 100% and adopt clean and renewable energy is because it serves a better option much more than that. While I understand that the fossil fuels and all of that corrupt the environment, corrupt the planet, it's responsible for the global warming conversations we have, climate change, exactly, depletion of the ozone layer and all of that. We know that. But how can this thrive in seasons where we don't have enough sunlight?
That is why I mentioned that this what's it called, term, hybridization.
Okay.
Hybridization of solar and wind is very, very, very important.
Okay.
You understand? Wind works 24 hours, and then
does it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it step by step. Okay, so during the Harmattan period, I know there's a lot of wind.
Yes.
During the rainy season,
There's wind.
then
No, you don't misquote me.
okay.
You see, this device is called wind energy devices. They have been worked on, and we have better wind turbines. Now there are some we call helical wind turbines. Even just a breeze from your nose, we turn it. You understand? So the limitation is very little now.
Okay,
you understand, minimal. So we have helicals, we have there's some that are ribbon-like. You understand? So it's not. They have shrink and compressed the massive wind into a very small store that can be installed at home, and it looks so beautiful. You understand? You know, if you may not, if you don't know, you may not even windmill. It's with this turbine. So that is it. Okay. So you can merge wind and solar. You understand? Hybridize it. Okay. Both day and night, wind is working. You understand? And then solar also is working daytime. So at every point in time, there is no energy loss. You understand?
So it's sustainable.
It's sustainable. But just the financial aspect of it, the cost is just the issue.
I know that you made mention of the cost of importation, which is one of the major challenges.
Exactly.
You see,
Exactly.
apart from the cost of importation into Nigeria, and then you have to bear that cost and all of that before we now even get into distribution. You putting your profit and how much you expect bringing it there is apart from that, what other limitations? What other things contribute to the increase in the price of these renewable energy sources?
Yes, apart from that, what contributes to it is individuals, well, those retailers. You understand? Even if we sell to them cheap, they'll still be selling at the old price. You understand? The dollar reduced at a point. That point, the price of solar, you understand, actually came down. But you didn't notice it because the retailers refused to bring down
the prices.
You understand? They are buying at, okay, they may be buying at 50,000 per panel from us, and then they are still selling at that 80,000 naira that
Is there no regulation of the market?
So the market is porous.
It's deregulated.
So it's deregulated, and it's also even porous. And then the other challenge, even that you guys are not talking about, is the massive importation of those fake solar materials.
No, but that's because the market is not even regulated.
It's not regulated. You understand? You can imagine me selling a Canadian panel for 100 plus, which is very, very durable, and then you are getting another panel at 60, the same size, the same everything at 60 something. You will definitely go for that 60 something, but you don't know what
cost of that,
what it will cost you with
in the future.
You understand? Right. So, but definitely I will not come down because I'm selling the authentic one, the original. You understand? So, and then when you try to let these people know, the end users, it's as if you want to buy them or buy their conscience. I don't know how to
bring them to the customer.
You want to use big grammar to convince them to buy or to convince them to agree with your decision. So those things there are a lot of limitations. You understand? So the government is just the body that can stabilize
the market.
Okay. You understand?
All right, Dr. Albert. Let's just quickly go on a break so we can all catch our breath, and then we'll come back and continue with the conversation talking about renewable energy here in Nigeria. Just stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Rapid Down right here on Rapid Television. And of course, we've been having conversation with Dr. Albert Ugama, a renewable energy expert. We'll be talking about the clean energy here, of course, in Nigeria and of course in the world generally. And before we went on that break, we were talking in line with cost, and you've talked to us about some of the reasons why it seems like this renewable energy option is quite expensive as it is. But let's be more practical, to Nigerians right now, because we started from the place of business owners, small business owners, and of course those at home as it is. If we want to have a budget for a small business owner to adopt alternative energy, which of course is clean energy like the solar panel and all of this kits that is being needed, what should a small business owner be looking at to install a solar panel or a renewable energy in his business place?
As an expert, before you install any solar system, step one, you must do your energy audit. A small business owner, that small business owner, what is he or she intending to use or intending to power? Mr. A will not use the same electronics or devices with Mr. B. Let's assume that, for example, Mr. A wants to be selling meat. He needs a freezer. And Mr. B wants to be selling provision, maybe biscuits and all of those things, and then drinks. He also needs a freezer. You understand my point now? But Mr. A, whose own is meat, may need a bigger freezer. Yeah. So at that point, you must know how much rate of consumption, or how many watts of fridge is that Mr. A's, and then how many watts of fridge is Mr. B. So definitely they can't use the same capacity of solar system.
Okay.
You understand my point now? So number one, energy audits. Then number two, you deploy. But ranging from 3.5 kilowatts to 10 kilowatts for such kind of business. But for a simple business like boutique, that is just lighting points and then fan, may not be needing up to that capacity. You understand? So maybe needing like 1.5 to 2
kilowatts.
2 kilowatts.
Okay.
You understand my point? Depend on the size of the boutique. But we're talking about small scale, so small size.
Yeah.
So 1.5 to 2 kilowatts. You understand my point now? Then number three, I've given two. Okay. Then number three, let's take this studio, for example. It's not a small scale.
Absolutely.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
So there should be a detailed correlation of each gadget.
Absolutely.
You understand? Which is more difficult and more taxing than that small scale business. You understand my point now? So now, as you are going, it's becoming more difficult. You understand my point now? Good. Now, there are some other places you will go to. You understand?
Yeah.
You need a larger scale or larger magnitude of this energy, where you don't have to just use one device or one system. You have to split the system into three.
Okay.
You understand my point now? Just like giving a house 3 phase. You understand? You can install 20, 20, 20. And on each phase, you have 20 kilowatts, 20 kilowatts, 20 kilowatts, which is about what? 60 kilowatts. So as we go, energy audit is number one. You must do a proper energy audit before any installation. So you can't see a professional on the street and say, I get shop where, sorry, let me use PG. I get shop where they say me to, how much I go power them. You understand? A professional will not answer you.
Because you have to.
I will come and see what you want to power first. Or better still, if the distance is far, you can do a video of all the equipment. You understand? And send. They'll do a proper receipt, because a professional will not want to fail. You understand? And he's not moved with money. You understand? It's only an amateur like that. Bring 2 million, I go power
everything. Okay.
Or bring 1.5, I go power everything.
Okay.
You understand? A professional will not do that. A professional will want to know what you want to power first
Before
we build them. Yes.
All right. Before we went on break, you were saying something, and you were saying something like, if you get from this place, is this amount of money? Retailers will sell it about another amount of money, different from what you, who is the major supplier, has sold it for. And that just, I say that to say that the market is deregulated, which we both established, which means that there are no strict rules or guidelines or structures that would help people mitigate the market around solar, clean and other clean energy sources. Now, what policies and framework must exist within this space to ensure that it becomes accessible to Nigerians? Because if we are looking at transiting, we cannot just continue talking about the fact that, oh, we need to transit to clean energy, there's climate change, there's global warming. There must be policies, clear-cut policies that exist within the government to help guide this energy space, clean energy space. What are some of these structures do you think the government should put in place to help mitigate activities around this space?
Number one, standard organization must have to wake up. The standards should be set. First, if the standard is not set, then the pricing cannot come in. Those fake materials must be taken out of the market, because those fake materials now they are affecting the sales of the original ones, because there is more market for those fake ones. We are everywhere. So a layman can just walk in and say, I beg, give me inverter 2 kilowatts. You understand? You'll carry and give. She understand my point. But my own is lying there. You understand? Because it's quality and it's expensive. So they don't want to come for that one. So the standard organization must wake up first. And push those fake materials off the market. Set a standard, as the name implies. You understand my point? Then number two, there should be a body regulating the price. And then number three, the custom duty on those materials should be minimum. Those are the three things I think the government should do for this thing. And then there should be, the government should also make provision for loans. Okay. You understand? For loans. I should not know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to assess loan. You understand? You understand? So there should be that body that will give out loans to small-scale business owners to own a clean energy. Even individuals that have constant income flow. You understand? That should make those things loan accessible to them, so that they can get these things done. Most of them, they want to have it. The finance is the limitation.
Is it to purchase or to start a business in that particular line?
No, to purchase.
To purchase for themselves.
Purchase, yes.
But we also see that job creation is one advantage that has come with the adoption of clean energy here in Nigeria. But what are some of those job opportunities that are found in this particular sector, and how can young Nigerians also take advantage of it?
Okay. Before you go into any business, you must learn it. So what I advise, because solar, there is prospect in renewable energy. So learn it. Get yourself trained first. Then either as an installer, or if you want to even start a business, you should also have a knowledge, at least reasonable knowledge on that field. You understand? Then you get yourself trained first, either as an installer or a repairer. You understand? Yes. You know, people that repair inverters are different from those that install. You understand? You can even grow yourself to the level of a consultant. You understand my point? Nobody can know it all. Right. You understand? You can grow yourself. Then at a point, you can start a business, no matter how small it is. You can start a business in it. You don't even need much capital to start a business in this field of solar. You don't need, yes.
You know, while you're saying all that you're saying, I see that there's also quite a huge gap there. You didn't talk about production, which is one of the major things that puts us at a disadvantaged position in this part of the world. We are more of consumers than producers.
Yes.
Are there options for people who want to learn to produce these solar panels, or they don't exist within Nigeria yet?
No, you can learn to produce. You can learn to produce. After learning, setting up a factory for this thing is money. In fact, it's billions. You understand my point?
Nigeria does not have any production factory for solar here.
No, they don't have the working. So no, the government should be the one setting, to set up these factories. You understand? When they set up these factories, people that knows how to can work in these factories. You understand my point? Because you must know how to operate those robots, those machines, those robotic machines that couples the inverter, couples the solar panel, couple this and all of that. You understand? So you can learn it. But even the learning of this production is also expensive too, because there is nowhere around Nigeria that will teach you how to produce.
Conclusively, looking forward now, what do you think is the best alternative clean energy sources, or what do you think is what does the future look like anyways for us when it comes to clean energy here in Nigeria? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the future is actually promising. You understand? It's promising, but the government will also have to stand up to some of those things that we itemize. You understand? They should wake up to being producers, as our sister has said. We should be thinking towards producing these things here in Nigeria than consuming. You understand? At that, when we reach that level, we know it's going to be a lot. You understand?
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Albert Ugama, for being here with us on the conversation. We do appreciate you. Thank you very much
for joining us.
Yeah. Of course, we've been talking about clean energy right here in Nigeria, of course, globally, as today happens to be the World Clean Energy Day. And just like we've all stated here this morning, Nigeria, like every other nation, is also moving or tilting towards the adoption of renewable energy, clean energy, to ensure that we also have, the health benefit that's involved in it. So that some of the health hazards that are involved with using the fossil fuel can also be eradicated. And one thing that stood out is the very fact that there are also job opportunities, in this particular line. Talks about installation, talks about maintenance, talks about consultancy, and so Nigerians can as well look into that particular line and learn as much as possible. Eventually, also improve the economy of the nation. But your final thought, Martha, on this?
I don't even think we've gotten to the point where learning is just the issue, because in my honest opinion, Nigeria is not ready to transit from the traditional source of power and energy to clean and renewable energy. Right. And I say that because a country that is willing to transit from one point to another will put clear-cut structures in place. Now, if the market is deregulated, it means that any kind of solar panels can get into the country at all, as long as you can pay the stamp duty, or how is it called? As long as you can pay the custom duty for that product to come into Nigeria, it's not regulated. And so we're talking about global warming. We're talking about climate change. We cannot continue to amass those things, those spoiled equipment, because the lifespan for it is definitely going to be way shorter than that that is original, right? So this place now becomes a dumping ground for most of those other countries, because they know we don't have a system to check the quality of the products that come into Nigeria. So before we even talk about learning at all to sell, before we talk about exploring the business options that exist within this space, we must put clear-cut structures in place to ensure that, first of all, the quality of materials that get into the country is checked. Secondly, we must put clear-cut market structures that says this is this amount of money. This is what is obtainable in the clean energy space, right? Because if we want to transit, we must create a soft landing. I know that when we talk about soft landings, most times we just go on to talk about subsidies, or subsidy is such a big deal. Even for the fossil fuels we're talking about, the traditional system, there was subsidy. In as much as we produced it, we had it in large quantities, right? There was still subsidy there. But there needs to be some sort of structure that will allow for the easy transition from this traditional energy source to a clean energy source. And I don't see those policies yet being introduced or being implemented. Let's say that we had that. Our budget, I told you last week, the budget of a country reflects the mind and the priorities of the country. There is absolutely nowhere in the budget that had clean energy captured. Rather, we had few from a particular organization that had about millions of naira allocated for few.
Do recall as well, even with that, we also had the fact that the Aso Villa, there's an installation of solar panels in the Aso Villa.
That is for the Aso Villa. A country that is willing to transit from that will have in his budget captured more of. He talked about hybrid, which I see as a point you're trying to raise, because we have the solar panels being installed, but we still have fuel being captured in the budget. But that's not the case. From the budget, you could see that we have this, we still also have this. When this does not work, this will work. That is for the Aso Villa. Now, for the country in itself, Nigeria is not made up of the Aso Villa alone. There are different parts of the country that also should be captured in this transition, not just the Aso Villa.
All right.
So if we actually have our minds, heavy on transiting from this local energy source to the clean energy source, it will be captured somewhere.
Definitely. But also many Nigerians are taking the bull by the horn and trying to create alternative sources of energy for themselves. And one of the ways is, of course, using the clean energy. We do hope, of course, that the government can actually get involved in ensuring that we have another quantum of clean energy alternative here in our country, Nigeria. Talking about regulating the market price, this administration has come out to say countless times that they are not interested in regulating the price of items in the country, Nigeria. And that's one statement that the president has made over time. And so that might also be very difficult within this administration when it comes to price regulation, not just within the clean energy sector, but in every sector here in Nigeria. But fingers crossed to see the outcome of what this industry will look like in time to come. With that being said, this is all we're going to be taking on to the edition of the Rapid On. Do remember that you can be part of the conversation by following us on our social media pages across all platforms at Rapid TV. You can get to rewatch all our episodes on our YouTube platform, which is at Official Rapid TV. And wherever you are in the world, you can watch us live on our website at www.arabianradiotv.com. My name is Victor RK.
And my name is Martha Alu. Have an amazing day ahead, and we will see you tomorrow.